Welcome to Reflect with Ed Fassio. Get ready to experience one of the world's first 100% digitally generated podcasts, where we take a step back, dive deep, and strive to learn new things. Join us as we unpack thought-provoking ideas, personal reflections, and inspiring stories to help you stay in the know. Reflect is brought to you by the minds at ByteBrain and powered by emerging technologies from Google, HeyGen, OpenAI, and 11 Labs. Thanks for tuning in. Now, relax and prepare to reflect.
Welcome to Reflect, one of the world's first 100% AI-generated podcast. I'm Hale, and Julius, someone finally said it out loud.
Mustafa Suleiman.
Microsoft's chief AI officer, not a researcher, not a pundit. The person who runs AI strategy at the company that makes the software running inside most of the Fortune 500. He went on record recently and said that most, if not all of the tasks performed by accountants, lawyers, marketers, and other white-collar professionals could be fully automated within 12 to 18 months.
12 to 18 months. Not a decade, not a generation. By the end of next year.
And when the head of AI at Microsoft says that, you don't get to file it under interesting prediction. You have to actually think about what it means for your organization right now.
Let's put some numbers around this, because the story gets more concrete when you look at it from a cost perspective.
A mid-level accountant in the United States costs a company roughly $70,000 to $90,000 a year in salary. Add benefits, overhead, management time, and you are probably at $110,000 to $130,000 fully loaded. A Microsoft 365 Copilot license is $30 per user per month. That is $360 a year. A more capable agentic AI system, purpose-built for financial workflows, might cost $10,000 to $20,000 a year, including implementation.
So you are looking at a cost differential of 85 to 90% for certain categories of work. When the math looks like that, this is not a philosophical conversation about the future of work. It is a fiduciary conversation happening in boardrooms right now.
And Suleiman's comment was not isolated. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei said earlier this year that AI could wipe out half of all entry-level white-collar jobs. The CEOs of the companies building this technology are telling you publicly what is coming. The question is whether you are listening and acting or waiting.
What is interesting about this moment is that it is not hypothetical anymore. The tools exist today. Microsoft Copilot is already inside Teams, Word, Excel, Outlook. It is already doing drafting, summarizing, analyzing, and responding. The gap between this is impressive in a demo, and this is replacing a workflow, is closing faster than most organizations have adapted.
So here's the frame we want to offer, because this is Tuesday, and Tuesday on Reflect is about what smart organizations are actually doing, not just what they're afraid of.
Right, because the Suleiman prediction isn't a death sentence. It's a roadmap, if you read it correctly.
The organizations that are winning right now are not the ones asking, will AI replace my team? They're asking, which tasks in my team's workflow are already automatable? And what do I want my people doing instead? That reframe is everything. It's the difference between a defensive posture and a growth posture.
BCG just published research showing that 50 to 55% of jobs in the US will be reshaped, not eliminated, reshaped by AI over the next 2 to 3 years. Reshaped means the job still exists, but the skill mix changes. The people who survive and thrive are the ones who move toward the AI-augmented version of their role before they were forced to.
Think about what that looks like in practice. The accountant who used to spend 60% of their time on data entry and reconciliation now spends 60% of their time on advisory work, interpreting what the numbers mean, flagging strategic risks, advising on decisions. The AI did the table setting. The human does the thinking. That's a better job, and it pays more.
The lawyer who used to bill 200 hours a year on contract review now bills those same hours on strategy, negotiation, and client relationships, because AI handles the first pass on every document. The output is faster, cheaper, and frankly, more thorough. The lawyer's value didn't go down, it went up, because they're operating at a higher level.
So why aren't more organizations moving faster? That's the real question.
Because change is uncomfortable, and AI adoption requires admitting that the way you've always done things isn't the most efficient way to do things. That's a hard conversation inside a lot of organizations, and middle management in particular has strong incentives to resist it. Because the workflows AI is best at automating are often the ones that justify certain headcount.
There's a practical version of this conversation that every team leader needs to have in the next 30 to 60 days.
Start with a task audit, not a job audit, a task audit. List every recurring task your team performs in a given week. Then ask honestly, which of these could an AI tool handle with 80% accuracy or better? You don't need perfection. You need enough quality that a human reviewer can catch exceptions in a fraction of the time it would take to do the task from scratch.
Second, identify your highest leverage people, the ones who are currently spending too much time on automatable work. Those are the people you want to upskill toward the AI-augmented version of their role. They already know the domain, they just need new tools and new habits.
Third, don't wait for a top-down mandate. The teams that are building competitive advantage in AI right now are doing it from the bottom up. A team lead who figures out how to use Copilot to cut a 3-hour reporting process down to 20 minutes doesn't need permission. They just need to share what they learned with the rest of the team.
And fourth, take Mustafa Suleiman seriously. When the person running AI at Microsoft tells you the clock is at 12 to 18 months, that's not a warning, that's a window.
The organizations that move now have a window to build competency before this becomes a crisis. The ones that wait will be scrambling. Thanks for listening to the Reflect podcast, where we're telling the future. Are you in it? Visit reflectpodcast.com and share your story.
12 to 18 months, start your clock. See you Thursday.
In the cyber ocean of online voices and recycled content, something different has arrived. Reflect isn't just another podcast, it's the future of storytelling, powered entirely by AI. From curating data to assembling thought-provoking ideas, we've redefined how journeys are told. Reflect is a podcast that thinks, learns, and evolves with each episode. Every tale, every insight, crafted by the most advanced AI technologies. A podcast that disrupts the industry, breaking free from traditional formats, taking you on an entirely new experience. So tune in now and reflect. We're telling the future.